Titanfall.
Hi, I'm Sapphire and Pink. I'm going to be the runner for Titanfall 2. This is the first ever Titanfall 2 showing at a Frame Fatales event, and I'm really excited to show it off. I'm going to let my co-commentator Utsu to introduce herself.
Hello, my name is Utsu. I am also a runner of this game, though not anywhere near as good as Saf.
And so with those intros, we're just gonna hop right into the gauntlet training, the very first level of the game. And time is gonna start whenever I press space to continue, so I'm gonna count down. We're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. So I'm going to start this commentary off with the number one thing that is said at every single Titanfall marathon showing. Titanfall 2 runs on a modified version of the source engine. So so we have some movement tech that you've seen in like Portal 2 or like Half-Life, where we have air strafing and like bunny hops, which ours are called slide hops, but we do also have bunny hops. But there's also like a fully in-depth movement system that Respawn like crafted with just a lot of intricacies and fun things. So right now we're in a sim pod. The very first level is fully it's in a simulation. So we're gonna start off, we're gonna run, and we're gonna start our first slide. So the slide is the most basic movement tech, and this is an accent to it. This is the slide hop. It is our version of a bunny hop. Oh, and I was way too fast right there for wall run skip. Right there, we can skip this piece of dialogue that he just said. If we have enough speed and the correct lineup, I would have loved to hit it. I'm not I'm not the best at hitting wall run skip, but that's okay. And I am messing up my movement right here. So right there, we did something called a wall kick. A wall kick is bouncing off the wall within the first 5 frames of hitting it. Right here, we're going to do a reload cancel by reloading and picking up a different gun. The R201 normally has one of the longest reloads in the game, but with reload canceling, we can skip the long reload. And so we're going to hop right in with some damage boosts with our friend the EPG and our frags. So you're going to see frags a lot in the game. There are first and foremost way to damage boost throughout all the levels of the game, and this final damage boost, we're almost out of the gauntlet. We're gonna hit a dialogue trigger right here, and then it's just waiting from here. So basically, okay, so there's a lot of movement tech. You go very fast, but the name of the game in this speed game is not necessarily incredibly fast tricks or stuff like that. It's all about momentum preservation. So we can preserve our movement with slide hops and wall kicks like that. And so right now, Lastimos is doing some spiel about BT. That's his fan card class Titan. We're going to see him in a little bit, in just a couple of minutes. Actually, though. And we're getting ready to call in our first Titan right now.
I'm scared.
And if you mash V, which is the Titan drop button, where did he come from? Oh. If you mash V, which is the Titan drop button, during that cutscene, BT actually dies and you get sent all the way back to go through that whole cutscene again. And right there, I just did a little jump to make BT come in at a funny angle. It doesn't actually do anything, just makes him come in at a funny angle. And so right now we're just making our way through the final cutscene of the Gauntlet, the very first level of the game, and we're just going to listen to Lastimosa's spiel. We're going to see some foreshadowing throughout the whole game. Lastimosa's talking to us right now, BT's right there, his gun's down there, and we're seeing a lot of grunts running by. That's Anderson. We'll see him later. He'll be hanging around. And we're also going to see Captain Cole, who's going to come up in a later chapter, the Beacon.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Why are they speaking in Japanese?
Excuse you. We're running the game in Mandarin Chinese. Over the course of the run, it saves, I believe, 32 seconds. Right there, we're mashing spacebar and enter, so that way, even though we had a really fast gauntlet time, we can just instantly hit easy, and we can run the game on easy. But yeah, so we run the game in Mandarin Chinese. It is 32 seconds faster than any other language, than English specifically. There was like a bunch of testing. I know they tested like English, German, Mandarin, Japanese, and English was not the fastest. So we're going to save 32 seconds over the course of the whole game with Mandarin as our language. You will see, though, the subtitles still are in English. That is thanks to the speedrun menu mod that one of the members of the community and moderator, Zweek, made off a basis of Tasky's menu mod, so that way we can run the game in English, and it has a ton of like speedrun help. So you can like disable multiplayer. You can run with the crouch kick fix, which helps out a little bit in terms of crouch kicks, which crouch kicks are a version of wall kicks where you press crouch at the same time as jumping, like when kicking off of a wall. And it gives you a lot more speed, it gives you a bit of a weirder angle, and it's like kind of revolutionized Titanfall a little bit, since like I think they were first discovered, I may be wrong, but like in October of last year, and since then times on levels have just gotten so fast, and like it's just, crouch kicks are a little wild.
I believe the gamer term is they popped off.
Yeah, they popped off. But there was an issue with crouch kicks to where sometimes like they have to be like one after the other inputs, because in like terms of like frame/ticks, right there, that's a super glide. It's also in the game Apex Legends. We use it here whenever we come out of scripted scenes, and we can press W, sprint, and crouch and jump at the same time, and that gives us like a speed boost. So yeah, I'm gonna toss it over to the first round of donations. This is the 18-hour cutscene. It feels about like 18 hours, so you can just have a bunch of donations right now.
Alright, well, you know what has not felt like 18 hours to some of our donators? This event. Ebert sends in $30 saying, last day of playing Patel, sad face. It is unfortunate, but we are here with an amazing run. And again, you can make that just a little bit longer by putting your donations towards that Super Mario All-Star Shuffler Special World incentive. NB2K sends in $25 saying, Malala Fund and great speedruns is enough reason to donate. But putting a Snorlax into the mix, how could I not donate? You know what, I'm pretty tempted for that Snorlax myself, but folks, you have only until the end of this run to get that in. That's right, only until the end of Titanfall 2, and I warned you all at the start, I warned y'all, this run goes by in a flash. J-Bro sends in $150. They're excited. Let's go! Oh, thank you so much for your donation. Savage Octagon chips in $18. Savage Octagon, the commentator of our wonderful Bayonetta 2 speedrun just now. 8 for the Octagon and a perfect 10 for Variety Pack. It was an honor working with you. Less than 3. Speaking of less than 3s, I've got a couple flowing in. Tater Tot. I heard we had some opinions about that earlier in the marathon. Tater Tot sent in $25 saying, I love GDQ and everyone making amazing events like this possible. Love from a sleepy trans girl. Less than 3. Thank you so much for that, Tater Tot. We love having your donations. We love hearing from you all. So send them on in.
Okay, so that whole cutscene was just like the big bosses they were all monologuing about like the bad things are gonna happen, we're bad people, you know, the whole thing. But they hurt BT, and in turn, they hurt Lastimosa. So speedrun canon in this game is actually we kill Lastimosa by shooting him right there, and we take his armor, we take his jump kit, and we take his Titan. We're gonna be adjusting some things in the canon of the game while we speedrun. There's gonna be a couple like sequence breaks and stuff like that. But right now he's like assigning BT to us, and then you know it's like, oh, you're ready. You're ready to be a pilot for the militia. Go save people. Take care, because Lastimosa cares about BT. Take care of him. And so we're actually going to bury Lastimosa and then immediately run away and just start flying through the level. BT is quite the BT7274, which is the name of the Titan and the name of the level, is quite infamous for the pristine geometry that the developers handcrafted. I like to think that they went in, they took the time to draw each and every rock and make sure that the hitboxes were all perfect for each one, because sometimes you'll see throughout this level, if I hit a rock wrong, I'm gonna go flying the other way. I'm gonna lose all my speed, and it's just quite the ordeal. It's a little tough for new runners and just pretty much a lot of people in the game. It's really tough to maneuver around it, especially for this first part, because unlike in the Gauntlet, we don't have our double jump yet. So we're going to be navigating with one jump. The double jump is right there in our arsenal of things we love to have, because it's simultaneously something really useful for tricks and height and stuff, but it's also really good for saving us whenever we, fall in a hole or something. But I'm gonna jump over Death River. Death River is scary because if you fall in Death River, you die. You don't get a quick spawn, you get an instant death into a checkpoint revert, which is slow. So here we're just running through, we're gonna hit some of that perfect geometry that I mentioned earlier, and right here is when we get our double jump, so we can narrowly make that chasm. And I'm gonna be running around those drones they love to try and get in your way. Same with this barrel.
This part is definitely one of those oh yep, they definitely put hitboxes on everything.
Yeah, they definitely put hitboxes on everything. I don't remember when the vote actually was, but it was a little while ago. We actually voted as a community to instate something called the 18-hour bypass, which bypasses that cutscene that zokubun had a ton of donations to read through, in favor of runner comfort, because the 18-hour cutscene was a little daunting to, if you reset a run, you have to sit through 3.5 minutes of cutscene again, And so we voted as a community to instate a bypass to get past it. And that bypass also came with the perfect RNG for the barrels up there. So here I'm going to be doing something called Josh Frag. I call it Josh Frag. It's not technically Josh Frag because Josh Frag is an actual setup. I call any frag there Josh Frag, which isn't technically correct, but what are you going to do?
Who is Josh Frag named after?
Josh Frag is named after Joshua. One of the older members of the community. That was ravines right there. There's some beautiful walls you can just fly across with all the crouch kicks and just have so much speed coming out of there. Top runners actually had to slow themselves down because there's a trigger that you have to hit at the end of ravines that doesn't actually spawn until BT's done with some dialogue. And so that trigger, which was, it's between the tree and the outcropping that was back there, that trigger makes, if you don't hit it, there's a big old piece of metal that's stuck in here. So here I'm just gonna be mashing jump to try and get through these vents a little bit better. It's been fighting me recently, but it wasn't that bad there. And now we're on to battery 2. So we now have our 2 batteries. We're gonna be going back to BT with another slant boost, which I neglected to mention earlier. When I fell down out of the ship during the first battery, I got a huge boost, and that's due to the game's interaction with you sliding down a sloped surface. So there, we're just gonna toss some grenades, kill some groups of enemies that we need to in order to get back to BT, and now BT is all powered up.
Now for my favorite part of the game, the big robots.
The big robots. Most of the Titanfall runners quite dislike the big robots because they are slow, which sucks because they are really cool. The big robots are so much fun to play around with. They're just not that fast.
But big robot.
I know, big robot. So here we're connecting neurally with BT. We're gonna be able to see out of his HUD, even though it's all blocked out in there. We are neurally linking to to the Titan with Protocol 1, Link to the Pilot. So there's 3 main protocols. They'll come up later. Protocol 1, Link to the Pilot. Protocol 2 is something. Uphold the mission. There we go. That's it. I was gonna say that, and then I was like, is it?
Is it though?
Protocol 3 is also protect the pilot, which again will come up later. Here is one of the major points of RNG in the run, which for a wonderful speed game has very little RNG, which I am a huge fan of, because the less RNG, the more fun you can have going fast on purpose. So this vortex shield actually sprays bullets in a random way. And so sometimes you can miss, even though you were aiming directly at that robot up there. That one right there didn't get hit by the swarms of bullets that were coming its way, for whatever reason. So we're just making our way through Titan tutorial. Oh, you can go ahead.
I was gonna ask, interesting bind to have missiles on an arrow key. How do you manage that?
Funnily enough, my mouse buttons, my up and down mouse buttons are bound to up and down arrow keys to help me better navigate the menu. It especially comes up during like Titan maneuvering and like stuff like that. This is no you, but he didn't really want to know you, so that's sad. Normally we shoot that Titan, he brings up his vortex shield, we shoot into the shield a bunch, he shoots it back at us, we hold up our shield, we shoot it back at him, and he dies.
Definitely a very like choreographed fight for sure.
Yeah. And so
9 times out of 10.
This is the end of BT 7274. A lot of the levels have a very specific niche, and this next one is going to be pretty much all tight corridors and like really intrinsic tight pilot movement, except for this first part, which is all tight movement. So there's a strat here called Visembark, which is funny because you aren't embarking, you're disembarking. You instant disembark there, and you like frag boost, and you make your way all across like that upper ridge, and it's really cool. It's also really scary, and I'm not good at it, so I don't go for it. Right there, I tried to go for tone slide. I messed it up a little bit. You can actually slide over the top of the tone while your Titan is crouched. And here, I'm going to go for early disembark. So we leave BT right at the entrance there, and we build up a ton of speed with crouch kicks all across these walls. And then this room is really scary, because if we mess up a little bit, those tones down there love to punish us, and they love to shoot at us and kill us, and it hurts a lot, because it sends you back to the very beginning of the level if you die.
Never a good time.
Never a good time. There was a little audio cue just to let me know when to go for the door. And here we're gonna do some crouch kicks along these walls, and we're gonna go down here, a couple more crouch kicks, and then we're gonna be into sniper canals, which is another very tight moving area with a lot more sludge. That is one of the other things with Blood and Rust. There's a lot of sludge, and the sludge hurts. Oh, I just didn't have enough speed. That was so close.
You almost got in there.
Almost had it. If you're good with your crouch kicks, you can actually hit that in 2. Otherwise, you can go for the pipe that was on the right there and hit it in 3, but I just decided to go for it, and I messed up.
Super clean always.
Yeah, right here we're utilizing a little thing called tap strafing. I've completely neglected to talk about Lurch. Lurch is one of those things in that Respawn instated to help make the movement system feel really good. And so if you hold either of your side buttons, so like left or right, within it's like 0.5 seconds after jumping, you lurch. And so we can actually use that. I'll show you here in a bit whenever we have some spare pilot movement at the end of Blood and Rust. But you can actually, it actually forces you to lurch to the side. And so it's Respawn's way of, making it feel good to, jump and not feel like your inputs are just dying. Tap strafing is a usage of lurch with the W button to make our turns even tighter and without losing egregious amounts of speed. So we're going to jump across here. This is Sludge Skip. It is one of the oldest skips in the game, the first major sequence break. We press that button over there and we can clip through this wall because BT lets us embark through that wall.
I'm very happy that you didn't get inflicted with the curse of Sludge Skip.
There is something called the Curse of Utsu, which came up a lot in one of the yearly tournaments we have in the Titanfall community, where several top runners messed up Sludge Skip, which is sometimes it's sometimes can be harder than it looks, but top runners, and so Utsu actually made it out of groups. What place did you make it out again?
I was the top of my group stage because everyone kept missing Sludge Skip.
Yeah, and at the time, I think second place was in your group, and there were a lot of very good runners in that group. So that's the curse of Sludge Skip. We didn't get cursed, which is good. Right here, we're gonna lock on to. Oh, that brute has just not been being kind to me today. So we locked onto the brute, but we're also just shooting Kane. The more we shoot Kane, the quicker he dies. Where did he go? He ran away from me. He's quite the troller right now. But now Kane's dead. That's good. We're gonna grab his helmet, and that'll let us listen into the IMC comms that are going on. So yeah. So after this little audio thing and this little cutscene with picking up the helmet, I can show you guys what lurch is. So like I said earlier, lurch is when you press one of the movement keys within 0.5 seconds of a jump. And so we have a couple ways that we use lurch and also subvert lurch. So first off, so as you can see there, I'm jumping and pressing left, and it's making me lurch to the left with a little bit of speed. If I get up to speed, and then I jump, you can see on the speedometer that I'm losing speed because I'm lurching to the left and losing forward velocity. One of the ways we use lurch is by tapping W, which makes us lose less speed and, lets us take tighter corners. And one of our ways to subvert that is with no lurch tech. No lurch tech is just when you hold both of the buttons at the same time. You hold A and D at the same time, and it makes it so that you don't lurch. So that's called a no lurch double jump, and we can use them with wall kicks and just a ton of stuff. I think the term for a neutral wall kick is a neutral strafe kick or an NSK, which I think is a fun little word.
There's just a whole glossary of terms.
There really is. There is a genuine, honest to God glossary that's linked in the server of just speedrun terms and knowledge that you need to know if you want to run this game at a higher level. This level that we're in right now, it's Into the Abyss 1. It's our first of, I believe, 3 chapters first of 3 levels that are split up into 3 chapters. So right now you can see there's a bunch of heavy machinery. This level is pretty much all Titan movement right up until the very end. But there was a strat found just a month or 2 ago called the Abyss Sandwich, which has you never get into BT, and you just go through the level as a pilot, and you clip out of bounds in order to get past this coming door up here. Ooh, that was kind of scary.
That is something I didn't know about.
Yeah, I was gonna learn it. I did not have the time to, which makes me very sad because it's very cool. So here we're just gonna. The tone didn't die, so I'm just gonna core him. the fastest way to get through there is without having to use your core. I had to use it, but that's okay. It's not that much speed or time loss. And so here we actually get out of BT, and we're gonna go over here to start up the little tram that we saw. Press this button, starts the lift, and we're gonna navigate our way around these grunts, and that's the cargo lift. BT, he's in a bit of a pinch right now, and we're gonna ignore him and go down to the very end, the end level trigger, which is down there at the very bottom.
My favorite end level trigger, you just descend.
Yeah, so the start of this level is really cool. Like, all the movement you can do here, you can, like, build up so much speed off that platform, you can, like, double jump, and then there's just, like, these beautiful walls that you can just kick off. Unfortunately, all of it's for nothing. This is the dreaded auto-scroller of Titanfall 2, Into the Abyss 2. There is actually... Oh, I don't remember how much the bounty is. I think it's $2,000.
Something around there, yeah.
Yeah, something around $2,000 of a bounty that is out for a skip of this level. Right now, oh dear.
You hate to see it.
I do hate to see it. That is the only way we can lose time in this level, is if we die. Luckily, it wasn't that much time loss. But if we actually, like, fully die like that and we have to reload checkpoint, that loses us time because it sends us back into the, like, in the time of the auto-scroller. If we actually have a quick death... I was going to do a platform velocity thing there, but I do not want to anymore. If
there
we
you
have a
go,
quick
there you
death, it lets us just move on without much interference. The big thing of this level is it's like a meat grinder. The default way is to go through there, like through the left there. You have to wait for the cycle to go. We can just go out over here on these rocks, which are, you know, they're just over here. And they all have geometry, so that means we can jump across them. So you can see over there on the left, that's like where we would normally be going.
The level.
The level, yeah. And I don't want to die here because all this stuff below me is actually death and not quick respawns. And if I die here, it does send me back to that first platform. It's quite the bit of time loss, and it's not very fun. But I made it through. It's kind of dark, but that's okay. We're just going to kill some of the guys here. We're going to do a fun little game called Red versus Blue, if these ticks want to come over here and actually come to me and not hurt people.
My vote's for red.
I am also a red fan. I'm all in for red all the time, always, no matter...
Say in chat who you want to win, red or blue.
Red or blue.
Well, while you get red versus blue set up, do you have time for a quick donation?
Yeah, of course. If you want to just, like, keep going with donations after this.
All right. Up until red versus blue?
Yeah.
That's good. So I've got $25 here from Kubirup saying, Brave Vitalis events are always a blast. Thank you to all the runners for supporting a great cause. Looking forward to the Super Mario All-Star Shuffler. And again, folks, we do have that incentive open. We're at a little over 3,000 out of 8,000. That's 3/8 of the way there. Yes, I picked the easy number because I'm bad at math, but you know what? You can make this easy for me. You can make it full 8, and I won't have to do
Oh, it's a blue victory. So sad. I'm so sad.
This is so sad.
At least it wasn't a boring fight, though. Sometimes red will just stay over there by those barriers, and then blue just throws an e-smoke, and they die. And it's the worst outcome. And then, so right now we're just gonna get set up for a little trick later in the level. The one and only trick that saves time in this level. That is actually in my skill level. I will not be going for railgun. Railgun is where you get on top of there, and then you get launched, like, right at the end of this.
It hurts my head.
You can go for some donations now.
All right. This one is a bit of a fun one. Val sends in $25. And again, $25 gets you in to potentially win that Gotta Catch 'Em All prize pack, including that giant Snorlax plush, only until the end of this run. Prepare for trouble and make it double. To give Skybills Mario Devastation. To give all girls more education. To denounce the evils of lust and 3 and love. To extend our reach to the star road above. Jesse, James, Team Rocket blasts off at the speed of light. When Titans fall, it's time to fight. Yeah, that's right.
That was amazing, can I just say? Just like, you should be very proud of yourself, both you, zokubun, and the donator, because, oh my.
Full credits to the donation.
Right here, we're doing a little trick called dome launch. So the platforms earlier you saw, okay, I went a little bit early, but that's okay, because I can still make my way up over here. So platforms give you a ton of velocity. If I had done that right, I would have been launched all the way up to that platform up there. However, I went a little bit early, so a lot of my velocity was horizontal instead of vertical. And once we hit that checkpoint, that puts us on the last leg of the auto-scroller. We have to wait for all these platforms to move up, and then we can, finish the level. Up here is a dome. We will be skipping it because skipping the dome is fast. There's I think it's like a 3 to 5 minute fight that normally takes place up here. That's like completely unskippable. But what's funny is the actual, the level we're on right now is not the same level as that's normally in the dome. That would be up there. So we're just gonna clip through the wall really quick, and by clip, I just mean walk. We're gonna go all the way to where the end level trigger will be when we get transported to the other dome. So that is 3 to 5 minutes of time save. It's normally it's full, it's a fight. You have to fight Reapers, and you have to fight a bunch of Specters, and there's just a lot going on. There's waves and stuff. So it's easier and faster to just skip it. It's also it's genuinely just incredibly easy. You line up right here, and then at the end of this dialogue, you fall. And then you fall right into the end level trigger of Abyss 2, and that's Abyss 2, the auto-scroller of the game. Everything else is
level.
Much higher octane, if you will. So this is Abyss 3. My personal, not favorite level. I'm very bad at a lot of the movement here. I just really dislike some of the movement. I miss cylinder skip sometimes. I'm glad I didn't miss it completely. It's just, there's a lot of rocks and ledges you can hit your head on, and it's not my favorite, but luckily it's not too bad so far. We're gonna be making our way up here. There's a couple enemies who we can bonk, but with some bobbing and weaving, we can make our way through. And now we're onto this platform. This is Secret Wall. Secret Wall lets us wall kick off of it. Normally we would have to wall kick off of a rock face. It's called Secret Wall because up until a couple months ago, no one knew about it. We wall kicked off of this incredibly weird geometry rock face instead of Secret Wall, which is flatter and funner and kinder. So yeah, that is the history of Secret Wall. They were just theory crafting some pilot movement for this level, and Secret Wall.
A much better kept secret than the Easter egg that they tweeted about.
So here is going to be Ash Skip. We're going to hover to get up onto this pipe, and we're going to disembark to clip through the pipe. It's going to put us on this flat surface right here, and that's going to let us get out of bounds. And we're going to try and dash up. You can get that hoverless. I guess I didn't have the mojo today. We're going to be moving along. This is a razor thin piece of geometry that we can run on. And the trigger for Ash is actually right there. So that's a whole boss fight that we genuinely just skip. So in the canon of Titanfall 2 and Apex Legends, Ash never fought Pilot Jack Cooper. And so we're just going to be hovering up, and then we're going to be going up to the end level trigger, which is right up here, and clipping back in bounds by disembarking from BT. And if you were a fan of Out of Bounds, I'm very sorry to say that was pretty much the last of it in the game. There's two more little bits. There's a bit at the end of Effect and Cause 3, and a bit at the end of arc where you can clip out of bounds. But both of those depend on how good I am.
I believe in you.
So here's the coolest level of the game. This is the level you played casually and you went and you ran and you told all your friends about. This is the time travel level. So there's two different iterations of this level. There's the old, which is like all shiny and new before the fold, like before the arc went haywire, which is they'll tell us about in a little bit. And then the current timeline, which is, you know, it's decrepit and it's like really hurt. Oh my god, I am so scared of that frag, but alas, I lost my speed. That's okay. So yeah, so we're gonna see like a bunch of like newer Titans in the old timeline, and then it's just gonna be like a lot of this in the new timeline. And speaking of hanging around, here's Anderson. He's in the ceiling.
Oh, you made a pun earlier. I
did make a pun earlier at the very beginning. I said Anderson would be hanging around. There he is. But yeah, so we're just gonna be sitting around. We're just waiting for a bunch of dialogue to transpire so that way we can actually move on with the level. And so after I give BT this helmet, you're good to do a couple more donations if you have them.
Sounds good. I would like to point out, we actually just surpassed our total from last Flame Fatales 2021. Last Flame Fatales, we had $127,000, $266,266.40, and we are now at $127,529. We would love to reach and surpass our Frost Fatales 2022 total. That's $132,350. Can we do it, chat? That number is there on the bottom of the screen. We know you can help us get there. Meanwhile, your donations are helping us get there, so let me read a couple of them. CC sends in $25 to say trans rights. Humphrey sends in $100 to say, let's go Fatales. Love to everyone involved. Fantastic event as always. Spiral Betty sends in $25 saying, just started a new job teaching and hope I can do some good in the world for young people. Thank you all so much for that. And that's exactly what we're trying to do here, because Malala Fund, this cause we are benefiting, is trying and working to get all girls in the world education, teaching them to learn and lead. So thank you all so much. All of your donations count.
So just there, BT threw a little light pole. We zipped up there. He said something that's going to foreshadow, or one of the dialogues was going to foreshadow to the next like set of levels. But here we get to show off the different levels of the actual like level. So there's two different planes. There's the old and the new. Whenever we transition from either, we actually get like shot up because they're genuinely just on top of each other. And we'll actually be able to see that during some of the dialogue during the next level. This is not going to be good. Yeah. I'm going to actually try that one more time.
I believe in you. Nice.
Oh no, Marvin! You can actually, if you bounce off of that laser gate, it's a little trick called Faster Than Light FTL, and it sends you all the way down that hallway if you don't get hit by either of the Marvins that are in said hallway.
This is why we shoot every Marvin.
This is why we shoot every Marvin. But right now we're going into the next level, Effect and Cause 2. This is the time travel level. Like, this is the one where you actually like get control of the actual like time control device, and just like, you know, it's really cool. You get the best tooltip ever, which is press middle mouse to time travel. And now we have control over time, so we don't have to like wait for it to move around us anymore. So here we're gonna be moving through. This is one of the odd ducks of Titanfall in terms of language, because this level is actually faster in English. It's one of the, I think it might be the only one that is faster than English. I'm not in English, and I'm not particularly sure about that. Someone will definitely correct me. but we're just gonna be jumping our way through this level. We're gonna be time traveling, blocking, like, getting away from like the fire and stuff like that, and getting around doors and stuff. And so this is the first of 2 Anderson dialogues that are unskippable. So we kind of just sit here and wait. I'm gonna draw a heart and a smiley face, because I'm very happy to be here, and I'm just in love with how much support is coming out for the Malala Foundation.
I don't want to be that person, but those just look the same to me.
Oh my god, Utsu. And so this level it has some really fun bits of movement, but it's all like cut up by these 2 dialogues. You know, so there's that one over there, and then there's this one right here. And if we look right down there, Major Eli Anderson, SRS. Major Eli Anderson, SRS. So these, like, as I said earlier, the 2, like, levels are layered on top of each other. And so right here, we're doing a little setup for a frag boost. And that Eva is for the timing. I messed up the frag boost a little bit, but it could have been way worse. I could have died. I had a safety save set up there just for that, because if you die there, you actually get sent back to the intro of the first Anderson dialogue.
Always fun.
Oh. Like that. Oh no, we're still in cryo storage. I got so worried.
Gorgeous.
Luckily, still in cryo storage. We're not dead. We're not sent all the way back and lost 2 minutes. It could have been way worse. Oh my god.
All right. Well, while you get back there, can I throw in a couple of donations?
Yeah, of course.
Sure thing. Cup of Chai sends in $25 to say, this is for my best boy Pathfinder. Let's get that Mario Shuffle Extra World. And just a quick update, we're at $3,365 out of 8,000. We are getting ever closer. But the sooner you get those donations in, the sooner we can add that in, and the more chaos Skybills will have to go through. Beazle Bulbasaur sends in $500 with a very simple comment, smiley face. I cannot comment if it was more of a smiley face than the one you shot into the wall, Saf.
So this one, there's a little trick right here using platform velocity called, I really want to show it off. It's called Snuggle Slide. So, oh my god.
That would have been it.
So that would have been it. If you land on the platform as it's moving, the game gets really confused and really mad at you. And so it sent, like, all of your velocity is added backwards, and when you jump off, it converts it to forwards, I think is the explanation. I know there's definitely some other explanations out there. Zweek has a really good video on platform velocity where I believe he explains it. But yeah, it sends you off with like 120 speed off that, and it's really, really nice. But now, Effect and Cause 2 is coming to an end. We're coming up on my favorite IL to run, Effect and Cause 3. It's just my favorite. I like the frag boosts, I like the movement, it's fun. But I'm not going for the frag boosts because they are very scary.
Wasn't there like a 3-way tie between people for this IL or something?
I believe it was a 2-way tie between Zweek and Cash, and they fought to break it, and then it converted to Zweek and Viz, and right now I think it's in Zweek's hand. I'm gonna show something off here. Oh, it sent me all the way back. I'm gonna show something off here called Time Stop. So, as you know, by already mentioning, the 2 planes of this level are on top of each other. Oh. And if we switch time right when we interact with this console, we actually get to do this. We can hit that laser grid and fly off with just so much speed and hit the triggers in a reverse order if I don't kill myself. Oh my god. So I'm gonna do it one more time. The goal
is...
is...
love from the Titanfall community coming in from you whenever you want that.
Okay, got it. If I can hit this... Okay, there we go. And I'm not going to go for the frag boost because although it makes it faster, frags have not been my friend. So it stops time. Those guys are all sat there. Normally they'd be moving around, and we get to hit the triggers in reverse order.
They're vibing.
They are vibing. And so that was just like, that was a culmination of like the arc exploding. It messed up our time switch device. And so now we're in like this weird limbo between times. And oh my god, okay.
Oh,
It
you
was
were so
almost
close.
there. I'm not going to go for it again for the sake of time, but that is a little thing called ship skip. It saves you 2 seconds, and if you have to reload checkpoint, it loses you, I believe, 17. So, only worth it in ILs. Really cool to show off, though. And coming up here is the final input of Affecting Cause 3, and if you want to do some donations now, you absolutely can.
Well, let's start with this one from Brian Nato, who sends in $10 to say, Saf, I've heard this run is pretty good. So they've heard. So I thought I'd tune in. I'm so proud of you and everything you've accomplished, both in this run and in speedrunning in general. I feel very fortunate to have you as a friend, and there isn't a better representative of our community to be showing off Titanfall 2 for the first time at Frame Fatales.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Got another one ready?
Yeah.
All right, well, Viz has $25 to say, Saf, it's awesome seeing you run Titanfall 2 on a stage like this. Kick some walls, and as always, the EDF deploys.
Oh my god. And you should have time for one more, and then we can explain what's going on in the beacon.
All right,
One more
well,
short
Jay
one.
Bodner says their life will not be complete. Sorry, my life will not be complete until I own a life-size Pokemon plushie. And once again, you only have until the end of this run to get your donations in to win that. We're halfway there.
So this is the beacon. It's the third and final level that's split up into 3 chapters. This is the beacon chapter 1. It's a little auto-scrollery. We can do some things to adjust that. Right there, we ran ahead of BT. Normally we would have to wait for him to walk all the way down that mountain, but waiting for BT to walk is slow. So instead we rush ahead. We're gonna kill all these enemies right here, because if we kill all these enemies, we can skip a bunch of the dialogue that is going to happen between Captain Cole and BT. So right here, we're just gonna kill all the enemies. We're just gonna run our way back over to BT. Oh, that was kind of scary. Okay. But yeah, threat neutralized without even having to get inside BT.
So proud of you.
And thank God I got a checkpoint, because sometimes it likes to crash there. And I know there's a reason. I don't know what the reason is. But yeah, so our whole goal there was to skip dialogue, because some of the dialogue here can override others. And so our goal is to just get inside those doors as fast as possible. And we just wait for BT to come up, and now we're in a little cutscene for give or take a minute, so you can have like 2 donations.
Phoenix Down sends in $25 saying, giving thanks to all the hosts, runners, tech, mams, and cute chats for keeping things lively during a hectic work week. Your generosity and energy know no bounds. Fatales will always be a welcome distraction. Oh, and don't forget to put the cap back on the toothpaste. Less than 3. And I'd love to update you all. We are at $3,600 out of $8,000 for that Super Mario All-Stars Special World incentive. And so donations like yours can make that happen.
Beacon 2 time.
Beacon 2 time. This is the movement level. It's also one of the most prestigious IL world records currently. I believe the IL world record is at a 139. It's a lot of intensive pilot movement, and it's all kind of a little bit scary. So the story is we're going down here because we need an arc tool to power up the reactor of this area we're in, because we need to contact the militia fleet to come and save us, because we got really done messed up by the IMC here. So right there, we just did a little death warp. We hit the trigger at the end of that hallway, and we're gonna do another sequence break in this run, a little skip called Kill Room Skip. And I was a little bit too low, so I'm gonna have to do it one more time. Luckily, I have, I believe, about 3 tries before going net even. This is a lot better. Hit the side for safety.
Oh,
and I hit the death plane anyways. The death plane is very high up there. Oh. I'm gonna go back. Oh my god. I'm gonna do this one more time.
You got this.
This time we're actually gonna hit it. Ready? We did not actually hit it that time.
I have nothing but faith in you.
I might be able to save this with strafing? No. So the whole thing with Kill Room Skip is you have to boost off the wall with a softball boost in order to get to this side over here and skip Kill Room. It's a place where you have to kill some things, not a whole lot going on, kind of slow.
Self-explanatory name.
Yeah. That is one of my favorite things. A lot of the names in this game are very self-explanatory. You know, Kill Room, Hell Room, just stuff like that. No lurch, double jump. Very self-explanatory. Now that is a Marvin. We can either talk to the Marvin and get the arc tool, or we can kill it. And killing it saves 15 seconds, so we kill it. And here, oh, that would have been so good if I had gotten God Mantle or Mayo Bonk, but alas. So here we're running our way through the level. There's coming up. There is a. These are fans. The fans shoot at us. They hurt us. They don't hurt us, but like they push us back, and pushing us back hurts because it makes us go slower. This is another bit of a sequence break. This is. Oh my god. I don't even remember what that skip is called, but I know it's fast.
I think it's just called like gap skip.
I have no clue. So here, we're gonna go down this. We had to go into the room a little bit at the end of that skip there to hit a trigger. And I messed up my strafing, so I can't go for fast fans or fizzy fans. There is a strat there where you can end up getting 90 off of that jump. It's absolutely wild. I wish I was good enough to hit it there for you, but alas, that's the end of Beacon 2. A lot of intensive pilot movement. But yeah, so now we're going into Beacon 3.
We've really named a lot of things after Fizzy, huh?
We really have. I'm gonna go ahead and throw all of my frag grenades here. Mostly because the NPCs, they're slow. I don't like how they talk. But also, we need our ordnance open for a little thing later. So right now, we have the arc tool. This is the arc tool. And now we can go power on like the reactor down here while they are talking up here. And while I do this, you can have like 2 or 3 quick donations.
Right? Crimson Decoded sends in $25. I can't not donate to try to get that Pokemon pack. Let's get the special levels added to the shuffler so we get more Flame Fatales. And just a reminder, you do have to select that incentive or make a note in your donation comment to make sure our fantastic donation team knows that's what you want as we inch ever closer to getting that met. Non-binary code sends in $26 to say, come on, chat. I don't know which is the PB for what now, but let's reach them. Ma'am? Ma'am? Trans rights are human rights. One more?
Yeah, you can still do one more, yeah.
All right. Char Bunny sends in $250 to say, more chaos! More Mario! That, I'm not sure if I can fill up that intensity in this donation here, but I'm trying my best. That's how much they want to see more chaos and more Mario. So come on, let's give it to them, chat.
I'm a huge fan of more chaos and more Mario.
Oh, Mario.
But yeah,
I hear there's a lot of jumping.
Oh, there is quite a bit of jumping in that game. So right now they're just talking about, oh, you gotta go repair the beacon up there because that one broke, yada yada, dialogue stuff. We don't care about that. We're just here to go fast, honestly. And so here we're gonna use Ronin for their phase dash ability, which lets us traverse quite a large distance, and it also lets us be like invincible. It just lets us like phase through people. So I'm gonna switch to Brute here for a little trick. This is a glitch called Moon Boots. If you are hovering and you are able to disembark from BT, you get a little thing called moon boots. It decreases your gravity by what, like 25%? Something like that. I don't know the specifics.
Something like that.
It decreases your gravity. You can see we're a lot floatier, and that's gonna let us do a little trick coming up here. We like to call it Super Fastball Deluxe. It's the scarier and more intense version of Super Fastball.
I don't know it. It's scary.
Yeah. So BT's like, oh, I gotta throw you across the chasm. Normally he'd throw us to like that platform right there, and we'd have to walk our way across this whole thing. Instead, we're going to hold a jump, which lets us fly higher from BT's hand, and it also lets us get our double jump like with the same amount of like height and velocity. So I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna be quiet.
Oh my goodness.
No! Okay, luckily, I'm not dead. So, it would have been way worse if I had died there. So basically what I did there, the normal way was to go across the roofs of the buildings. That way picks up the gravity stars early. So that way we can get up to the dish earlier. So that saves so much time. Not so much. I think it's like, what, 15 seconds? Or it saves an amount of time. And so here, we're going to do a little thing called zipless, if I can hit it. I don't trust that. So I'm going to come up here. We're going to go up here. I'm going to hit that, and I'm going to try it one more time. Oh, I went a bit early. That's okay. What you're hoping for there, you're hoping for about 80 off of that first grav star, and then you can carry that all the way down this corridor. And you can like carry it through all these crouch kicks that you can do over here. Might be able to do a P-zip. I should have enough speed for a poverty zipless here, so...
Ooh, poverty zipless, we love to see it.
So
nice.
Our goal is to not touch the ziplines at all. As with most of the things, and most of the things that influence this run, touching the ziplines is slow, believe it or not, and we want things to be fast. Okay, so here, I'm going to do a little thing. Thank you, it's Smitty. That is just a thing that one of the moderators of the community found. Their name is @Smitty. We thank them every single time we do it because we're glad that they found it.
It's polite.
It is quite polite. Okay, so now we're going to manipulate some stalker spawns by looking over here. You're up there. And they keep on spawning up there. That's okay. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get out because I think the last one's also up there. Yeah. Okay. Oh, they all wanted to spawn up here. Okay. We're waiting to hear that base thud right there. That lets us know that we're good to go ahead and climb the dish. And we climb it from the other side because the default way is that we sit down there and we wait for BT to throw us. BT throwing us is slow. Say it with me now. And so instead we climb up the side of the dish ourselves. Because if we climb up the side of the dish, this bit we can actually interact with early. And so we interact with this, we're gonna fall down, and then we're gonna get back to BT. We're gonna see, I think, my personal favorite screen cap of the game, which is the BT thumbs up.
I love BT thumbs up.
Yeah, so we just climb to the side of the dish there, we interacted with the dish, and we drop our gun, we're falling down, and our back is definitely not broken here. Definitely not broken. We can definitely move, and we are not paralyzed. So now we're going to go and fight Richter. Richter was another one of the bosses. He was the one who was like taking the dog tags from like the people during the 18-hour cutscene. He's like your default German bad guy. And so now we're just gonna wait for a couple Reaper drops. The Titan combat in this game is very much like I don't want to say perfected, but it's very much thought out. Like, all the things we do are very intentional.
Very choreographed.
Yeah, there we go. We're gonna shoot these guys. We're gonna shoot you, hit you once, shoot you twice, and then we're gonna go over here, and we're going to spawn manip some enemies. They're coming down up there. Oh, they really didn't want to move. That's okay. So what you saw me do there was something called a flame trap dupe. If we drop a flame trap, which is like the little utility for the Scorch, and we look up while holding flame shield, we can light the trap multiple times, which does a lot of damage and will come up a lot more in the next level trial by fire and a little bit in the end of fold weapon. And so here, Richter's like, you're not gonna make it out alive. We're gonna hit him, and we're gonna hit him with our sword, and I missed the first one, that's okay. We're gonna do that, then we're gonna shoot him, and he didn't blow up, so I'm just gonna execute him.
Nice.
Normally there, if you hit him in just the right way, he'll nuclear explode, and it's a lot faster, and I'm realizing just now that I forgot to do Elmo Clip.
I was gonna say, you didn't do Elmo Clip.
There's a lot going through my mind right now. No, Elmo Clip, I'll explain what it is since I can't show it off. If you hover up there on the outside with Brute, you can actually clip into over here with BT and get out, and you'll leave BT in here, but you'll still be out there. And so you can like move around, you can run around, you can actually, if you have fire stars on you, you can actually go over there, and in the next cutscene you can kill Sarah.
I've never seen the killing of Sarah, what?
I know there's a clip that Tasky had of it. It takes a lot of effort, and also it's not very plausible to do in the speedrun because we cannot pick up fire stars at any point, like after the first couple buildings on the left.
Right.
But yeah, it's good for you for some donations.
Thank you so much. So Aris TGD sends in $25 to say nothing to add to the amazing runs this week. Less than 3. Thank you so much for that donation, Aris, but I'm sorry I have to prove you a little wrong because on both counts, because we do have one more thing to add to our last run, that special world bonus incentive, which is currently over $3,000. It's at $3,915 out of 8,000. We're almost halfway there, folks. And again, the sooner we get that in, the more ridiculous it will get for poor Skybills. We've got a couple of anonymous donations with no comment. I'm gonna go through this like a trade. Anonymous sends in $100, no comment. Anonymous sends in $25, no comment. Anonymous sends in $10, no comment. Anonymous sends in $20, no comment. Anonymous sends in $25, no comment. Thank you so much, Anonymous. You've got a lot of time and a lot of money on your hands, and we thank you for giving what you can to Malala.
Thank you, Anonymous. You're good for like one or two more, honestly. This intro cutscene's a little bit long, so you're good for a couple more.
No Warp Zone sends in $25 to say better late than never. Let's get that PB. Trans rights are human rights. Anonymous here sends in $100, but they do have a comment this time. On this last day, I want to thank everyone for making this a fun week. Unfortunately, I missed a good chunk because of my new job, and I'll be catching the VODs later. But it has been a phenomenal time for a marvelous charity. Go girls! And if you want to make that VOD of the Super Mario All-Star Shuffler even better for Anonymous, you know what to do. ! Donate, make sure you select that incentive when you are putting that in.
So this is, as Utsu said, their favorite level. This is codenamed by the devs T-Day. It's called Trial by Fire in the actual game. It's called T-Day because it's like a Titan D-Day almost, you know? So here is just a lot of Scorch. Scorch can do a lot of damage over a very large area, which is very useful for us because there's a lot of enemies here. And I'm gonna pick up this battery because I don't want to die. And so there's just, you know, a lot of... Oh, I don't know if I should have cored there. That's okay. There's a lot of, like, actual like Titan battles. Like Utsu's favorite part of the game is the big old Titans. This is the big old Titan level.
There's a lot of big robots, and I'm a big fan.
And then there's a tone over here, and I think this might be yeah, these are the last two, so I'm gonna kill this one, so that way Sarah doesn't get stuck. We don't want Sarah to get stuck, because if she gets stuck, then we get stuck. This whole level is based off of Sarah's location, and so if Sarah's back here and we're up here, the game really only cares about where Sarah is, so we can't progress. Okay, and this is a bit of a new strat. It's called Trial by Fire Triggerless. So normally you're supposed to, if I can actually get on the wall here, normally you're supposed to go around with BT to the next area of the game, and there will be some more Titans that fall and want to hurt you. Instead, we pilot movement around the side, around the trigger. So they don't never spawn, we don't have to fight them, and Sarah usually follows us straight here since we killed that Reaper back there.
Protocol 4.
She is very far away. She is fighting some grunts, which Sarah loves to do. Luckily, BT's right here, so we can just move up. But yeah, so normally there'd be like a fight with, I think like a Reaper and a Scourge and a North Star right there, and it can go very wrong, especially if Sarah gets caught in the back fighting some grunts. And so here, there is a strat here called Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf is very scary. I'm going to hover up, I'm going to switch to Ronin, and then we're going to sword core our way through the rest of the level. Sword core gives us a very quick dash refill, which allows us to move at a very fast pace, which is nice for us because moving fast is very nice. And so right here, our sword core runs out, so we're gonna build it back up. No breakdancing tone, that's a bit sad. I'm gonna hit this North Star with a couple boot shots. And then we're gonna go back to sword coring all the way down here. That little hole we can like just barely fit our little legs into, and then we're just gonna keep on sword coring until the end of the level. Which case right now we're trying to catch the right now we're trying to catch that ship right there because they have the arc, and the arc is what we need to stop everyone from dying, because the arc powers the weapon of mass destruction, which they talked about in the dialogue. Oh. I'm not gonna have my face dash for this. That's okay. And here's the cutscene. They're just like, foreshadowing for the next boss. We'll see you soon, you know. And yeah, so this right here, once we hit right past, like right here, that's the end of the level. We can disembark and we can just shoot BT a bit. So this next level, the Arc, I'm going to do a little quit menu real quick, just because we have, in Effect and Cause 3, there's a Titan loadout that we want. We never pick it up, because Effect and Cause 3 is all pilot movement. So we quit to menu here, so that way we can actually get that loadout for a, like a fight strat later with Viper. And
Viper.
Yeah, Viper. we'll talk about him in a little bit. If you want to do some donations now would be a perfect time. It's just dialogue.
That's good. Nygod sends in $50 saying, number go up? Well, number go up indeed. Anonymous sends in $25 to say thanks for a fantastic event. And Needlekind, I think, has a message for Sarah there. $75 to say, woo! Ma'am? Less than 3.
Ma'am?
You're good for like
And a quick update.
2 more quick ones if you wanna.
Sure thing. Just a quick update first. On that special world bonus, we are inching ever closer to the halfway mark, $4,000 out of $8,000. Chat, I know you can do it. I know you can give Sky Bills heck. And well, while we're at it, Sanjan sends in their love. Well, they send in their less than 3 with $30, as does Moose Spouse with $25, also less than 3.
So this is the anime villain of the Titanfall 2 campaign. This is Viper. He's a cool guy. He's a flyer. He's dope. I'm just gonna jump out of the ship here.
Viper's on station.
Viper's on station. We're gonna look up. BT's just over there giving a thumbs up. He's fine. He's fine. He's definitely not gonna fall into the abyss because he's right here. This coming up is a very scary skip. It is run killer for a lot of runs actually. I learned very recently that my setup is optimized for the opposite way of what we need. For Barker Skip, you want height and distance. My setup is fully optimized for distance, which is really funny. We're all good. The arc is a bit of a wonky level, specifically because we do that sequence break and BT's just a little mad at us. So the arc is the only level in the game with an honest fall timer. Like, if you fall too long, you're gonna die. With Barker Skip, we mess up some of the triggers and they get a little mad at us. So the whole level just gets a little wonky and it's a little crash prone, as well as prone to giving you fall timer in places where it probably shouldn't. But here, the other batteries don't matter. We just care about the third battery, because once we clear the third battery, all the other batteries go away. And now we're waiting for the 6-4 to zipline down. There is a glitch here where if Draws decides to zipline down first, he will just float off into the infinite abyss, and your game is soft locked. You can't do anything. You have to start the level over again. It sucks. It happened to me for the first time while on PB Pace like a couple weeks ago. I was so upset.
Oh no.
But here, normally they want you to wall run along the side of Sarah's ship. I missed my frag there, but that's okay. We have to kill all these guys over here, so that way the 6-4 can kill all the enemies they need to. The 6-4 are like scripted to kill sets of enemies. We are scripted to kill the other sets. And so here, we're just gonna punch him, and then one more. There we go. Okay, and then some of these guys over here. I am out of Mastiff ammo, so I'm just gonna gun these guys down. And then that stalker down there is also scripted. So alongside wonky fall timers and other things, I'm just gonna click here so that way I don't die. You saw there that I kind of slipped while going up the stairs. That's because the ship is at such a weird angle that if I tried to walk up at that point, it just kind of presumed it was a slope and wouldn't let me walk up. And so after that whole room clear, we wait for our lovely 6-4 to run their way up. Gates decides to be a little show off and jump off the wall when she definitely just could have walked up the stairs and just been like a little faster, but nah. And so here's like a really cool breach scene. You know, you got all your targets. They're all like, we'll kill these guys. You gotta kill this guy. They kill all of them. It's okay. We don't have to fight any of them. And now we get to, I feel like, the most crash-prone part of the level, the ship steer. Sometimes the level will just crash, just randomly when you're done steering the ship. And sometimes the fall timer will kill you because you have been falling, quote-unquote, for too long, and it gets mad at you. So here... Oh, come on. I'm not pulling away from the Draconis. So I'm just kind of jumping off the... There we go.
Nice.
So no fall timer, we're not dead, everything's good, no crash. I had a safety save set up just in case, because if you crash there several times in a row, there's just like, it's really, really horrendous. There we backed away from the, the windshield because BT punches his way through the windshield, and his hand actually still has collision from where we were supposed to get in during Barker Skip. So if that happens, you crash the game. This is going to be a little strat, if I can do it right, called Zerg Viper. Normally the game wants you to fight these two Scorches first, but we just, like the Zerg in StarCraft 2, kind of just run up and gun them down. If I can hit my shots. And then I'm going to switch to Expedition, and I'm going to switch to Ronin, and I'm going to do that, so that way I can get out of the sword court, or the tether. And I'm just going to shoot the Scorch, and I don't know if that was super fast, but it hopefully might be fast enough for the mantle clip, because zerging down Viper, as with a lot of other stuff in this level, kind of breaks the game a little bit. So here BT's getting ready to throw us to the Draconis, and you know, it's like a whole thing. Viper's gonna come back, he's gonna hit us, there he is. He's real mad at us. Because we zerged him down, and hopefully fast enough, because the mantle clip's kind of cool, we actually are out of bounds right now.
Oh, nice.
We're back in bounds. I didn't go fast enough. If you go super fast there, there is an invisible wall that comes over there, and it pushes you, and so you have to go right there, and you have to mantle on those little bits in order to clip back in bounds. And it's really dope, and I'm sad I wasn't fast enough to show you.
Basically went so fast, the cutscene took you out of the playable area.
Yeah. And so Viper's dead. Now our whole thing is the ship started burning for whatever reason. I don't even remember what happened.
They got hit by the rockets from BT.
I mean, are Titan rockets really that powerful is my question.
In cutscenes.
But yeah, so we're just getting into the actual Draconis so that way we can get to the Ark. And so here, we're just gonna... There's no need to go faster than BT here, it's just a little nice. We can commit some light war crimes by shooting at fleeing enemies. And yeah, so right now it's like really sad, really triumphant music, like, oh, we have to do this, we're gonna have to save everyone. BT's arm is all ripped off, he's having a terrible time, he's all burning.
Why does every FPS run I'm a part of have a war crime or two?
Just a little war crime or two, it's fine.
This is not a good trend for me.
Oh no. So yeah, so right here we're just gonna push the Ark itself into BT, because this incredibly powerful power source can just be fit inside of a Titan, I guess. We're gonna ignore some of the logic that's in this game, and we're just gonna like trust. And so throughout the run, I'm sure you've seen me pressing different dialogues because some are faster than others. Right here, it's actually faster to press both of the dialogues than it is to press either. Because the faster BT gets done with his dialogue, the faster the Draconis actually crashes. Which is what we want. And so, you know, brace for impact, Bernie, everything's hurt.
Owie.
Owie indeed. So yeah. So, we're gonna hop into the next level, the fold weapon. There's a cutscene right at the beginning. It's a little bit long, so I will throw it over to donations for Zokubun. Just so you know, there is gonna be a flashing lights warning coming up here in about like 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes.
All right, well, while Ted gets that set up, I'm happy doing that. We have met the halfway point of that special world bonus incentive. We're at $4,100 out of 8,000. That's 4,170 out of 8,000, and as we inch ever closer. And also, chat, I see you all. I see you tossing around those Titanfall puns. I want in on this action. I think Sapphire and Utsu want in on that action as well.
I love
so
puns.
If you could send some of them over, yeah, I see some amazing ones. I would love that. We've got $100 from Rubber and Gumby saying less than 3. Well, thank you so much. We less than 3 your contribution. Lorelano sends in $100 saying, let's get that last incentive and set a new PB. Less than 3. Thank you so much. Yoko sends in $100 saying, this is first Flames Fatale. Well, we're pleased for you to join us for your first Flames Fatale, and we're so happy that you're here with us watching this amazing run. That's Sapphire's doing. I haven't been able to take my eyes away from this, and I just played this for the first time myself. I finished this for the first time myself earlier, and I love watching you zoom through the game, as does As does Cardinal, who sends in $50, saying, another great GDQ experience. Let's try and keep this going as long as possible. I agree. Again, that incentive's right there for you. Shout out to my partner, Shay, for couch copting this whole marathon with me.
You're good for like one more quick one.
All right. Kojanagi sends in $25. No comment, but thank you so much. And again, make sure you select that incentive when you make that donation so it can be sure to get there.
So if I were Lord Fluffy, one of the top runners of this game, I would be like doing voice acting for this. Also, just so you know, flashing lights warning is coming up right now. Yeah, so look away if you are sensitive to that, and I'll let you know whenever it's done. Okay, that should be flashing lights over. So basically the gist right now is BT tried to pull a little trap for the two apex predators who were with us, but unfortunately it did not go his way. They took the arc and are running away after destroying BT's chassis. So real quick right here, in order to skip the waiting around for the dialogue, we're just gonna almost die. And
As one does.
BT gets like really scared. He's like, oh god, I can't let my pilot die. Let me start talking so they get out of the fire. So right here we're taking the Sear Kit with the most overpowered gun in the game, which is actually in multiplayer. The game gives us a literal aimbot. It's called the Smart Pistol. It was actually like a primary in Titanfall 1. It's just a boost in Titanfall 2, but it's still in multiplayer. So like right here, we're right now, like we're dealing with the fallout. We're like, oh god, BT's dead. The apex predators are getting away. We're gonna have to go after them and get the arc back. We're gonna slot this data knife into the slot with the already held data knife. We're gonna
don't worry about it.
This game was not built for 110 FOV.
This is actually probably my favorite pilot level in the whole game.
Oh yeah, like the pilot movement in this level is very fun.
A little bit more than Beacon 2, honestly.
Oh, I forgot to hold F.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. So I did already get the hitch out of the way. There is a minor hitch that sometimes happens right in that doorway because of the Smart Pistol lines loading. And so our jump kit just came back online, and we're just gonna not die here, because if I die here, I soft lock the game, because we do not get our jump kit, and we cannot get through the rest of the level because no jump kit.
Oh my goodness, my heart.
It's fine, it's fine. We're cool as a cucumber over here. So we're just moving away. We're gonna kill some of these enemies down here. We're gonna keep on moving through the level. Our whole goal right now is to try and get in contact with Sarah Briggs. She's coming. The whole militia fleet is trying to get to us because they know that it's here. So we're gonna do some more crouch kicks through here, build a ton of speed. So normally, like with regular like wall kicks, it's incredibly hard to chain that much speed in that such short amount of time. But with crouch kicks, it's really easy. We're moving through. Normally, it wants us to go down there into like a little corridor. We don't want to do that. And we get to call down our new BT. And
Why go through something when you can go over it?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, that was it.
Oh, that was it. But yeah, so the second time we called down a Titan, pretty much ever. And so this chassis is the Titan we called down in the gauntlet. It was like FS something something something. I don't remember the specific numbers, but
FS
we put
1041.
There we go, 1041. So we put BT's data core in there. Now it's BT. And we're just gonna dash. This is a newer version of the strat. It's called Snuggle Core. Instead of waiting for the Titans to drop and for us to shoot at them with tone, instead we just use Legion and we core our way through, or like we shoot them with the ordnance to get a ton of core. We got like 90 off that shot, which I think is the best I've ever gotten, honestly. So here we're gonna run around. We're gonna run up this bit of rock. We're gonna go. And then here, I'm actually going to switch to a different loadout because there are enemy Titans over here, and BT likes to shoot enemy Titans. And if he shoots them with Ronin, we have less bullets to shoot at the final boss with. So right there, you could die to that door, and if you die to that door, you get sent back to putting the data core in BT. It's awful. And so we're just moving our way through this last bit of pilot movement right before the final boss. One of the fun things about this game is that if you hit triggers while as a pilot, it typically teleports your Titan to you and puts you in it. At least for this cutscene, if you did Ash fight earlier and you went through as a pilot, you would get there and BT would be right behind you instead of all the way back fighting a bunch of dogs. And so here's Big Bad Sloane. She's like, I'll stop you, pilot, you know?
Typical villain shit.
Utsu.
Are you doing Fizzy Sloane?
So I was doing Fizzy Sloane. She cored, so I'm going to reload checkpoint because that is faster than letting her core. Or I will just let her core. I'm just gonna let her do her thing. She's gonna go away. Oh, whoopsie. I was gonna... Normally you would, flame trap dupe that. I forgot, so that's okay.
She is not being nice to you
She's
today.
not cooperating today. So we wait for that dialogue, and then these Reapers fall down. There are 3 set phases to Sloane fight. There's the first phase with the Titan drops, the second phase, which spawns the Reapers, and then this final phase where she just insta-cores and tries to kill you as hard as she can unto death. So here is Andy's shot. We core. I got pre-charge.
I think you did.
I think I did. So we core while interacting with the arc injector in order to have our gun in this cutscene, which is not normally allowed. It was found by a Reddit user named Shot Andy. They were not a speedrunner. They just posted it and thought it might be interesting. And they found out a way, like they told a replicable way to like kill Blisk. So Blisk, right here at the end, he loves talking. He talks for like 30 seconds. Gets out of his Titan. He's extremely cocky. He really expects us not to have a gun. But we do have a gun. And there we go. Apex Legends is no longer canon. So if you don't like Battle Royales, rejoice. If you really like the game, I'm sorry. It had to be done. But yeah, so that saves a lot of time. Thank you, user Shot Andy, for finding that. And so I said something earlier about pre-charge. Normally, after this scene, we would have to wait for the arc injector, which is that big boy right there on our left, to actually like boot up and charge. Instead, since we went fast enough in that cutscene during, I think it was because I went fast enough during like Sloane phase 2 and 3 as well as the Reaper phase, it actually charges instantly. Like it is like pre-charged. So all we have to do is just get in this little catapult looking thing and just be lifted up to the thing. And we're gonna press the dialogue and then we'll be on our way into the fold weapon.
This is a very good cutscene.
Also, my question about this, you'll see here in just a little bit, but how could BT have done the math for just all the stuff that is going to be happening here in a little bit?
He got an A+ in math.
Show up here, do them. I did the math, just trust me. But yeah, this pre-charge saves 9.1 seconds. And so after the dialogue, we just instantly get shot out. It's great. This is a really sad scene. BT's just sending himself into the fold weapon. He's gonna get exploded, and we're gonna get sent really high up. And then we fall.
Are you gonna do Hyper's Weakscape?
I do not know Hyper's Weakscape, so I don't think I will. I'll go for an attempt. So Hyper's Weakscape is an incredibly hard strat name to know. You have to think that's mostly. I missed a trigger.
Oh no.
Oh no, that's okay.
This is so sad.
You go really fast on that portion of the flying objects, and you actually can get like a slope boost off that, like off of one of the flying rocks. And when you get the slope boost, it makes you go really fast. But you can also get launched, and that's time actually. I was talking too much, and that's time.
Very, very good job, Saf.
Oh, there's just so much to cover. But yeah, so that was Titanfall 2. I definitely missed a lot, but you know, yeah, you got a pretty good idea of the game. I feel like I'm really happy to have showed it off. What was the final time on that? Do you know?
Let me take a quick moment. Looks like your final time was 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 22 seconds.
Let's go underestimate.
Nice.
But yeah, so you know, there's this whole like end cutscene that's happening, but you know, I'll just let it play. If I can just go ahead and like go through some of my thanks. I'd really like to thank the whole of the Titanfall 2 speedrunning community for getting me to this place. I'd like to thank specifically Brian Otto, Viz, Zweek, Lord Fluffy, like Angry Space Dorito, and just so many more other runners who have made this game just such a loving and open community for someone who is brand new at speedrunning to join and get to this level. Utsu, if you have anyone you'd like to thank?
No, that's it. That's all. You named all the people. You named all the cool kids.
Oh, I'd also like to thank my partner, who is not here, but I love them very much, and they've supported me through all of this, so that's fun.
Aww.
And yeah, that was Titanfall 2.
Well, thank you so much, Sapphire and Pink, and thank you for that commentary. If people want to find you, I know you were both around for that amazing Solar Ash run earlier in the week, but if they did, would you mind giving us a rundown again?
You can find me at twitch.tv/Sapphire and Pink. I hopefully will start streaming again sometime soon. You can also find the speedrunning community if you want to learn the game on our speedrun.com page. It's speedrun.com/Titanfall2. And Utsu?
You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/UtsuWoo. I haven't been streaming very often recently, but I'm thinking about doing it again soon. And yeah, as Saf said, on our speedrun.com page, you can find our Discord and all sorts of guides.
All right, well, thank you both so much. And once again, can I get a round of applause in chat for that amazing run? You went through the story, you went through the tech, you went through everything, and you said you still missed stuff. I can't believe it. But chat, don't go away. You don't want to miss this next run coming up, the Super Mario All-Star Shuffler, which we've hit 4,600 out of 8,000 on that. And I have these donations coming in. You all want to see it as much as I do. So let's get that going. I've got a $20 donation here from Pyro Cheesecake saying, chat, let's get that $5 trend rolling. We need to see Special World.
What a fool you were.
Less than 3. I can see the love coming in here. Pure Spirit sent in $25 saying, you've all done such an incredible job and should be so proud of all the hard work you've put in. Congrats to all runners, commentators, hosts, staff, donators, everyone. No, thank you, Pure Spirit, and thank all of you, because every donation counts when it comes to supporting the great cause that is Malala Fund. But chat, if you're like me, you had your eyes glued to that screen during that run. So take this time, take a quick stretch, go get your waters, get some snacks if you need. We're going to go to a quick Twitch break. And hey, you know what? That Twitch break might be a great time to get in a donation or two so you don't miss any runs while you do that. But stick around. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. It's day 7 of Flame Fatale's 2022 benefiting Malala Fund. Folks, this is the end of my time with you for today, and actually for this marathon. But it has been a great pleasure to host for you, to read your fantastic donations. And keep those donations coming, because you still have a chance to win some of our amazing prizes, which I hear Scent and Frozen Flygon are ready to show you. So I'm going to pass you off onto them. But thank you all so much. Keep that spirit going. We can beat our last PB. We can do it. I believe in you, chat. Let's go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the final prize segment of Flame Fatale's 2022. I'm Frozen Flygon.
And I'm proud that you remembered to introduce yourself.
I hope you all have learned who I am right now.
We've been joking behind the scenes all week that Court keeps forgetting to introduce herself during segments.
We got it on the final day. We got it on Saturday, everyone.
Oh, it's so good to be here, Court. It's so good to be back. It's also so bittersweet that this is indeed the final prize segment. But for everyone at home, if you have not gotten in a $25 donation since the start of Bayonetta, this segment is your last chance to be entered into the Gotta Catch 'em All prize pack, which you can see over there on our resident Snorlax friend, who is part of the prize pack. You get that Snorlax beanbag chair, as well as a lovely chainmail Pokeball inlay, a super cool Pokemon desk mat featuring ghost types, 4 different chainmail Pokeball hacky sacks, a crocheted Pokeball, as well as a crocheted Jigglypuff, 2 different Mareep statues, a lovely wooden Pokeball cutout, and the Pokemon Gen 1 badge set. Those are cross-stitched badges, by the way. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
All for a $25 minimum donation, but you got to get that donation in right now, because as soon as we start Super Mario All-Stars Shuffle, that prize is off the table.
Absolutely. So, this is the time. GamesDoneQuick.com/donate. I've got it right here for you. You don't even have to remember it. Just type it into your computer right now.
It's a button below the stream. Where if you're watching on the website, if you're watching on Twitch, either way, click the button, donate, get those donations in. And you know what? $25 is going to get you entered into everything else that's available today. And if you haven't gotten $150 in cumulatively over throughout the marathon over any number of donations, make sure to do so before the end of the marathon so that you can be entered into our amazing grand prize, which is, of course, a PlayStation 5. But not just a PlayStation 5, because we've also got an OLED Switch, 2 of the hottest consoles right now. You could be taking home both of them, and to compliment them from our friend Old Man Vax, you could be taking home this lovely Xbox One Series S. I said it correctly. I feel like that's an accomplishment.
That is.
Somehow.
We're getting things right on this final prize segment of the evening. And we also have, it comes with its own set of headphones, right?
Oh, yeah.
And also a controller. And we're getting to the part where I'm getting covered in prizes.
It does. It comes with a spare controller as well as a pair of rechargeable battery packs for the controllers.
That's nice.
So those were included as well. Thank you so much to Old Man Vax for sending that whole package out to us. Super cool. Again, complements the grand prize so well. You can just have the, I think this is the 8th console gen, trifecta.
Gotta catch them all, but console edition.
That's what it's all about today. You gotta catch them all. All the prizes.
And I have one here. Look, I'm just gathering the prizes, and of course, this is featuring Golden Ridge from Celeste. We had an amazing Celeste run earlier, and I just absolutely love I love the little pixel art done in the cross stitch. It's fantastic.
It's absolutely wonderful. Huge shout outs to Chaos Muse for sending that out to us. Big fan of the level. Big fan of the composition. It looks great. But I'm gonna take my turn to grab a prize, and I'm going to grab this one.
I am
Court
so
doesn't get to it first.
I am so angry. My hands are full, so I cannot roll the Wooloo.
We've got a Wooloo from Podet Ex Machina.
So cute.
And come on, it's just so cute. It's so soft. I'm going to roll the Wooloo. I'm going to roll
Yes,
it.
look at it. It's rolling. It's rolling by the campfire. Oh my gosh.
I'm running out of arms.
You are. You're right. It's trying its best. It's happy. It's hanging out with the bows now. It's in its pasture.
I'm so glad it got to us just in time to get shown off on stream. That arrived literally this morning.
Wow.
And I'm so glad because it's so much fun to play with. We have so many wonderful prizes to talk about, like from our friends over at Fangamer and Legend of Localization. We have Volume 1 of Legend of Localization, talking about the NES release of The Legend of Zelda. It's a book filled to the brim with all kinds of really just neat facts about the localization of the original NES Legend of Zelda game, and it goes way more into detail than you imagine about just every little thing that was changed for its international release and why. Only a $5 minimum donation, but again, $25, everything we're talking about right now, all of that Pokemon stuff, which again, you got to donate before the end of this segment if you are interested in being eligible to win. Make sure to get those donations in. So much cool stuff. How about from our friend Billy Phoenix over there? I'll take these if you want to go ahead and grab the amiibos.
We can distribute them. We got the we have a Squirtle amiibo, and we also have this Bayonetta amiibo. So both of these, we just saw that amazing where we saw the amazing Bayonetta 2 run. We love our favorite lad Squirtle, and they also have the usability. It looks like in Super Smash Bros. It looks like.
Oh yeah, for sure. They are both playable characters
Yeah.
in Smash, and I mean that Bayonetta run was just absolutely awesome. Again, I love runs like the Devil May Cry's, the Bayonettas,
too.
those character action games where you just get to see the players like play the game, but also just play it like super well
It's
and
so
super
flashy
cleanly. Yeah.
and fantastic commentary. It's just been a great day of runs.
It really has, and it's not even over yet,
No.
right? We still have our finale run,
Yes.
Super Mario All Stars Shuffle. I think some of our audience maybe not, might not be super familiar with what a
Sure.
shuffler actually is. So, do you want to give them a little bit of insight on what we are about to see after this?
Yeah, and so since it's Super Mario All Stars, so that means it's Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, and Super Mario Bros. 3 are all the levels are gonna be taken and mixed up between the three of those. But we also have we met the incentive for Super Mario World 11 exit that's gonna get thrown in there.
All right, so we're also doing an 11 exit.
Yes, and then we still have a special world bonus. So
Oh.
Super Mario World special world can get tossed in. It'll just be all mixed up.
That
And Sky's gonna have a great time.
That sounds exciting and also really complicated.
Yes.
I can barely play like one Mario, before I get my head around the controls.
Right, I got
is
Super
Sky
Mario
gonna,
World, that's
jump
all I got.
between like different Mario? It's gonna be exciting.
Yes.
You absolutely don't want to miss it. Don't go anywhere for sure. Again, make sure to get that $25 donation if you haven't before that started that run. But otherwise, Court, it's been an absolute pleasure to be here all week. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here, everyone else, with all of you all week. Do you have any final words for me? Any final thing you want to say to the viewers?
Thank you all so much. Final prize segment, and we've had a blast all week. Thank you to everyone who's been here in the studio and abroad, just supporting this event all across, GDQ staff, everyone in the Frame Fatale server. It's been amazing, and stay tuned for the run, but also at the credits, we have a special announcement of the dates of Frost Fatales.
Ooh, that's going to be exciting. I'm really glad we got to use the campfire all week too.
I absolutely loved it, but unfortunately,
What?
the Twitch chat has spoken.
What are you doing, Court?
Gotta go home.
Oh,
Take your prizes and go.
I'm taking the Wooloo.
No!
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Flame Fatales 2022, powered by women and benefiting Malala Fun. I'm Nuclear, and I'll be your host for our finale here tonight. That's Super Mario All-Star Shuffler. I have been so hype about this run since the schedule was announced. This one is going to be incredible. So make sure, though, chat, keep those donations coming in. We've got to hit that special world bonus. The sooner we get it, the more spicy it's going to be for Sky having that extra world in the shuffler. So we want to get that met as soon as possible. We are almost at 5,700 raised out of the 8,000 needed. So let's keep them coming in. Speaking of which, I do have a $5 donation from RSTGD saying, $5 donation train chat. What's your favorite classic Mario game? Mine was 3 because I love flying. I agree. 3 is a fantastic one. Chat, get in those donations. Let me know your favorite Mario games and put it towards our incentive so Sky has to do that special bonus world at the end of Super Mario World. Before we get into the run, though, we are going to take a moment to watch a special video from Malala Fund to just remind us all what we're all donating towards today.
वेलकम बैक असमीन कराम। हमारा प्रोग्राम है तालीम हमारा बुनियादी हक, और इस हवाले से जज्बा एफएम के स्टूडियो से हमारी मोहतरमा उम्मे कुलसूम सियाल साहिबा साइकोप की एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर हैं।
जी अफसर साहब, हमारा यही मैसेज है और हम इस मैसेज को जो है ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों तक पहुंचाना चाहते हैं कि अपनी बच्चियों को जो है ना वो तालीम दिलवाएं, और हम ये चाहते हैं कि हर बच्ची स्कूल में 12 साल तक रहे।
Pakistan is very close to my heart. It is my home country. My activism started in Pakistan. And this is the country where I want to see every girl in school, because I was once there and I could not get my education. And many girls are still deprived of education there. When I meet the champions in Pakistan, it gives me hope. I can see these amazing people who are working in the most deprived and marginalized communities, who are helping girls who may not be able to get any opportunity to complete their education if these activists are not there to support them.
मेरा नाम उम्मे कुलसूम सियाल है और मैं एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर हूँ साइकोप ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से। मैं 96 से जो है इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ काम कर रही हूँ।
क्या हाल है?
हमारा मकसद सिर्फ यही है कि हम जो वल्नरेबल कम्युनिटीज़ हैं हम उनको अपलिफ्ट कर सकें, उनके लिए काम कर सकें। चूँकि मुजफ्फरगढ़ जो है साउथ पंजाब का बहुत दूर दराज का एरिया है और डिप्राइव्ड एरिया भी है, तो इसलिए हम यहाँ पर ज़्यादातर हमारा एजुकेशन पे ये काम है कि हम जो बच्चियाँ स्कूलों में नहीं जाती उनके लिए काम कर सकें, स्कूलों की इम्प्रूवमेंट के लिए काम कर सकें, लॉबिंग कर सकें, एडवोकेसी कर सकें। हम जिस काम के लिए आए हैं वो बहुत ज़रूरी है। तो यहाँ पर क्या आपके यहाँ रिवाज है कि जब बच्ची प्राइमरी कर लेती है तो उसको स्कूलों में जाने देते हैं आगे? 23-24 साल पहले जब आप देखें कि इस इलाके में ख़वातीन का बाहर निकलना भी मायूस समझा जाता था। यहाँ मुजफ्फरगढ़ में ख़ास तौर पर लोग गरीब हैं। यहाँ पर जो एक्सेस है स्कूलों की तरफ वो भी थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट करती है। ज़्यादा दूर तक बच्चियों को नहीं जाने देते। जब तक बच्ची तीसरी चौथी तक पढ़ती है तो वो अपने बहन भाइयों के साथ मिलके चली जाती है, लेकिन जो ही बच्ची थोड़ा बड़ी होती है तो वो फिर माँ बाप जो उसको उठवा लेते हैं, ड्रॉप आउट हो जाता है। मलाला फंड के साथ हम एक प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हैं सेकेंडरी एजुकेशन और उसकी क्वालिटी एजुकेशन के ऊपर। हमने कुछ जो बच्चियाँ हैं एडवोकेट्स समझ लें हमने बनाई हैं, खुद भी पढ़ रही हैं, स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो सब बच्चियाँ, और वो भी कोशिश करती हैं कि कोई बच्ची अगर ड्रॉप आउट है उनके जानने वालों में, उनके इर्द गिर्द में, वो ना सिर्फ हमें इन्फॉर्म करती हैं बल्कि वो खुद भी उनको मोटिवेट कर रही होती हैं।
मेरे फादर की डेथ हो गई थी तो फिर अम्मी ने मुझे नहीं पढ़ने दिया, तो उन्होंने कहा बस आप घर में ही रहो, क्योंकि जिम्मेदारी बहुत ज़्यादा थी तो घर ही बैठ। फिर मेरी एक दोस्त है दुआ फातिमा, उसने मेरी मम्मा से बात की तो फिर मेरी मम्मा ने मुझे स्कूल आने दिया।
विमेन काउंसलर जो हमारे लोकल गवर्नमेंट के साथ अटैच है हमने उनको भी लूप में लिया हुआ है, हम उनकी भी ट्रेनिंग करवाते हैं। यही कोशिश है हमारी कि हम ग्रास रूट लेवल से लेकर जो हमारी डिमांड्स है उसको पॉलिसी लेवल तक, पॉलिसी मेकर्स तक पहुंचा सकें।
अब मेरी कुछ तसल्ली हो जाती है इनके साथ काम करके। मैं घर में भी जाती हूँ लोगों को समझाने के लिए कि स्कूल चाहे दूर सही लेकिन प्राइमरी स्कूल तक बच्चियों को लाजमी लाएं। कोई नहीं, कुछ सफ़र ही करना पड़ेगा ना, लेकिन बच्चियों की तालीम बहुत ज़रूरी है।
लाला फंड उन्होंने एक अपॉर्चुनिटी जो है वो हमें दी है और हम सब ने उसे अवेल भी किया है। ना सिर्फ हम जो चैंपियंस हैं अपनी कैपेसिटी बिल्ड करें, बल्कि हम चैंपियंस जो है अपने अपने लेवल पर बैठ कर हम लोगों के साथ मिलकर, उनके साथ मिलकर हम काम कर सकें बच्चों के एजुकेशन पे। तो काफ़ी बच्चियां हमारे कहने पे स्कूलों में इनरोल भी हुई हैं, लेकिन अभी भी बहुत काम करने की ज़रूरत है। अगर अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा मिले तो मैं समझती हूँ कि ज़्यादा हीरे जो हैं वो निकल कर आ सकते हैं हमारे पास।
Welcome back, everyone, to Flame Fatales 2022, powered by women and benefiting Malala Fund. I'm your host, Nuclear, and we're about to head into our final run of the marathon. I can't believe it's already here, but it's super, super excited. Again, we have that Super Mario All-Star Shuffler coming up here where Sky Bills is going to play through all the Mario games in All-Stars, and they're going to be shuffled randomly. It's going to be a great time. But chat, we need your help. We are so close, around $2,000 left to hit that special world bonus to add an extra world for Sky to complete. Keep those coming in. We got to hit that as soon as possible to make it more challenging for Sky. Speaking of which, I do have a couple of donations here. $50 from Snuggleworks saying up, up, down, down, left, right, be a heart. Also have $25 from Lebroski saying, thanks to all the runners and crew behind the scenes for bringing us a great event for a great cause. Here's to meeting the Super Mario Bonus World incentive for more Flame Fatales. We also have $25 from Bath and Jan saying, ma'am, let's get that special world bonus. All right, chat, looks like we're ready for our final run. That's Super Mario Brothers Shuffler. Skybills, take it away.